नमस्ते बिटियो खुश रहो बिटियो Today our topic is drug proving part second. Today we will discuss about how to conduct drug proving. There is general observations. The drug proving experiments are most complicated and delicate due to the following reason. Number one, the doses employed for the producing the corresponding varieties of symptoms vary considerably in different drugs as well as in the same drug in respect of varying degrees of its attenuation. The susceptibility of different provers to the same drug varies to the great extent. The degree of individual susceptibility is only ascertained by experiments. Say after taking 400 drops of Stillingia, one prover gets no effect, while another taking only 20 drops may experience violent specific symptoms. Number three, the susceptibility of provers to the different attenuation and discussion of the same drug is various. One prover experiences characteristic, uncommon and peculiar symptoms from massive or large doses of crude drugs and is not affected by smaller doses, while another is acted on the dilutions but not by quantity of the crude substance. Next, the rules for drug proving. Number one, we must prove that drug both in dilutions and in massive doses, from very minute infinitesimal potencies to crude drugs, as all persons are not affected by a medicine in an equally great degree, and as this cannot be known beforehand, it is advisable to commence in every instance with a small dose of the drug, and when suitable and necessary, one should increase the dose from day to day. The provings should be commenced with dilutions, and next high dilutions are employed till satisfactory evidence is obtained and the prover is not susceptible to their action. Thus, we overcome the unknown problem, that is the measure of susceptibility of the prover. Where a keen susceptibility is observed to exist, the greatest care must be exercised not to disturb the susceptibility. And with this view, repeated experiments must be undertaken at long intervals using high potencies until no new variety of symptoms are exhibited. Next, after a long period, a known medication, the prover should be administered first with lower potencies and then small doses of the crude drug repeatedly at intervals. And finally, after another long period of purpose, large doses of crude drug should be administered. In drug proving experiments with dilutions or massive doses, a considerable long period should be given for ascertaining the action of each medicine or drug so that the full effect may be properly observed in the production of discaries, etc. Great care must be exercised in varying different varieties and series of symptoms by repeated experiments, so that the imaginary as well as the chemical and mechanical symptoms may be excluded. The duration of the action of the drug can only be ascertained by a comparison of several experiments on different sexes and different age groups. If the prover is another person apart from the physician, the latter must note down distinctly the sensation, suffering, accidents, and changes of health. Objects of drug proving. We determine the pathogenetic effect of the drug to observe and record the alteration produced by the drug in the normal healthy state, to determine the characteristics of the drug and its disease picture. When a medicine thoroughly proved, we can only be assured that a medicine has been thoroughly proved when subsequent experiments can reflect little of the character from its action. During all provings, almost always only the same symptoms are exhibited as had been already observed by others. The symptoms are most carefully recorded, complete with regards to their specific sensation, localities, modalities with their concomitant factors, so that a complete individual picture of the drug disease has been established. A clinical verified and has not exhibited and clinical symptoms even after repeating. The drug should be proved on suitable person of both sexes, all ages, and on various constitutions. Recording of symptoms during drug proving. In case of narcotic drug substance proving, symptoms of secondary action are to be recorded. In all other drugs except narcotics, the symptoms of primary action are to be recorded. Some drugs produces alternating action which should be recorded. Record modalities with great precision. Any alteration from the normal state of health should be recorded. Relative merits and demerits of employing large and moderate doses. Merits. Merits of employing the more moderate dose of medicines within certain limits in drug proving experiments are that the primary effects are more distinctly developed. Only these primary effects, which are most worth knowing, occur without any admixture of secondary effect or reactions of the vital force. Demerits. Demerits of employing excessively large doses of medicine in provings are the primary effects appear in such hurried confusion and with such violence that nothing can be accurately observed. The secondary effects also appear being mixed up with primary effects. The danger of poisoning and threatening the life of the prover exists. Thank you. Thank you very much.